Hey, third graders, we are still reading Sideways Stories from Wayside School by Lois Sakar. And we are on chapter 8, and this is called Myron. And this would be Myron. There he is. I don't know. Myron had some big ears. He was elected class president. The children in Miss Jewel's class expected him to be a good president. Other presidents were good speakers. Myron was even better. He was a good listener. But he had a problem. He didn't know what a class president was supposed to do, so he asked, "What am I supposed to do?" "It's a difficult job," said Mrs. Jules, "but you can do it. You must turn on the lights every morning and turn them off at the end of the day." "What?" said Myron. "As a class president, you must learn to listen," said Mrs. Jules. "I'll repeat myself only one more time. You must turn the lights on every morning." "I heard the first time," said Myron. "It just doesn't sound like much of a job." "It certainly is," said Mrs. Jules. "Without a light, I couldn't teach, and children couldn't learn. Only you can give us the light. I think it is a very important job." "I guess so," said Myron. He was not convinced. "Here, let me show you how to work the light switch," said Mrs. Jules. "I already know how to work a light switch," said Myron. "I've been turning lights on and off my whole life." "Oh, very good," said Mrs. Jules. "You'll make a fine president." Myron wanted to be the best president ever, but it was such an easy job, he thought, that anybody could do it. When the school let out that day, Myron stayed behind. He turned the lights off by flicking down the switch. "Excellent," said Mrs. Jules. On his way home, Myron heard a horrible noise. First there was a loud screeching, then a sharp squeal, a roaring engine, and a very faint sound of a girl crying. Myron ran to see what happened. Dana was bent over the middle of the road. "What's the matter?" said Myron. "My dog, Pugsy, was hit by a car," Dana cried. "Who did it?" said Myron. "I don't know," Dana sobbed. "They sped away." "Well, that's not important," said Myron. "We've got to try to save Pugsy." Pugsy lay unconscious in the street. Unconscious means that they are like sleeping. Myron carefully picked her up. He carried her 2 miles to the vet. Dana cried at his side. "Don't worry, Dana," said Myron. "She'll be all right." But he wasn't really that sure. He gave Pugsy to the vet, walked Dana home, then walked home himself. Dana was so upset that she forgot to thank him. Myron didn't mind. He thought that was what being a good class president was all about. The next morning before he went to school, Myron went to Dana's house. Pugsy was there. She seemed all right. Dana petted her. Pugsy licked her face. "See, Myron, she's all right," said Dana. "The vet said that you brought her in just in time." "Hi, Pugsy," said Myron, and he petted her too. Pugsy bit his hand. "Huh. I guess she doesn't know you," said Dana. "She was unconscious yesterday when you saved her life." Dana's mom put some medicine and a Band-Aid on Myron's hand. Then she drove the children to school. They were late. They ran up the stairs to Miss Jewel's class, and the room was completely dark. "It's about time you got here, Myron," said Mrs. Jules. "We have no lights." "Why didn't somebody else just turn them on?" said Myron. "Because you're the class president," said Mrs. Jules. "Show Stephen how to work the lights. From now on, he will be the class president." Myron showed Stephen how to turn on the lights. He flicked the switch up. At the end of the day, Myron showed Stephen how to turn the lights off. He flicked the switch down. After a week, Stephen finally caught on. He made a good president. The lights were on every morning. Myron, who was president for only one day, was the best president in the history of Wayside School. It was just that nobody knew it. And that's the end of that one. So they're all just like silly, silly stories. I'm hoping you guys are liking this book. If you guys have any comments about it, or you want to know more about the school, or like anything, so just give me, you guys can email me at jhaws@solvingschool.org. And then the next chapter is chapter 9. It's called Mauricia. So she's another girl in the class. So we shall see what she's all about. All right, kids, have a great week. And if you need books, be sure to come by the library. I'll be there. Thanks. Bye.